So for those of you that don't know, right, I upload one long form video on YouTube every day. And I said to myself on the 1st of January 2026, I'm going to upload one video every day for 1,000 days because that is my target. I am on a journey of building a seven-figure brand in 1,000 days, right? And I gave myself that time because for me, I knew that there was so much things that I had to learn in the process and a lot of things that I had to unlearn, right? So for me, this is a whole journey of me committing to everything that I can do to become the best version of myself in order to get to my destination, right? And there's going to be so many amazing sort of milestones that I will hit throughout the journey. There's been many that I can sort of count now because I always list all of my wins, my losses slash lessons, because not every loss is a loss, it's always a lesson, and my highlights. And I do that so I'm able to track all the things that has happened through the development of me building this seven-figure brand, but also leaving a full-time role in 2024 to really stepping into the truth of what I'm doing now, stepping into my truth of what I believe is the most impactful way to build a level of brand authority. And if you don't know what brand authority is, it's your personal brand multiplied by your business brand multiplied by your campaign brand. When you get all those three brands aligned, you get to a level of brand authority that makes you more visible and credible to your desired target audience. And that would drive more leads into your business, which would drive more clients and ultimately more revenue, right? So that's the work that I do. If that sounds like something of interest, then please make sure you subscribe as I talk about all things PR, marketing, and branding as well. So I would love to have you. So please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And check out my Substack, right? In the description box down below, you can check that out. I post content on there weekly. And this is what I'm going to talk about in this video, matter of fact, Substack. Because on Substack, for those who may not know, as well as it being a platform for you to share written content, you're able to write a lot of sort of content you want to do, whether it comes down to blogs or updates or articles or whatever it is. You can also include a voiceover of your actual article as well. So before I even get into the whys and why you should do it, let me show you exactly what you do, right? So I'm going to share my screen real quick. So it's a very straightforward process. So this is actually a article that I put out yesterday. So all you need to do, right, is go onto the edit section, and then on your actual platform, once you're there, you'll see all these sort of buttons, and then you see insert audio, and then you click on that and you literally click voiceover. And then you can see here, you can even drop your audio file or you can actually record on the platform. And that's it. That's literally it. And the reason why I wanted to share with this with you is because all of my videos are going to be sort of, I'm going to record the audio for these as well, just so it allows it to be more diverse for whoever watches my content. And if they prefer to read my content, then that's fine. But if they prefer to actually listen, if they're on the go or whatever the case, that is also completely fine. Because with that, first things first, you need to be able to diversify your content in a way that makes the most sense. And yes, it can take time and it can be a lot more additional effort. But that level of effort is what will set you apart from many, because you are actively cultivating a system that works for your audience. So no matter who your audience is, right, they are able to have your content in mind for all things, right? If they are sitting at home and they're sort of doing work, they can have your YouTube video playing in the background, perhaps. If they are looking to read something, then when they're on a commute, they can go on Substack and they can read your actual article that you put out. And if for some reason they have their phone in their pocket, they're not really looking to read, then they can just listen to the audio. There's so many various ways that you can keep your target audience in mind and your subscribers in mind when it comes down to you producing content. And it doesn't have to be just way of doing things, and then that's that. Because I speak a lot on these videos about my prior experience as a music journalist. Like many years ago, I ran a successful blog, and it shifted, and ultimately I stopped writing and I stopped blogging at the time because I just wasn't going with the times. Everyone was moving more towards video content, and I refused to get involved. And it was because I was scared of the idea of putting myself out there and producing video content. And I was very much grounded on the idea that my work will speak for itself. The plot twist is it never did. So now it got to the point where I understand now how important it is to diversify your content in order to align with various different people who prefer different things. Not everyone that will like to watch the content would prefer to read it. Not everyone that likes to read the content prefers to watch it. And not everyone that prefers to even watch the actual videos, they may prefer more audio, and they will just continue with their day knowing that they just have the audio playing, right? So those are the things that you really need to bear in mind and consider when you're doing that. And also, the reason why I wanted to share this with you as well is because, you know, when it comes down to the idea of branding, right? For me, I realized that the sort of life hack that you can do and something that will supercharge everything you do is if you ultimately commit to the idea of putting out video content and dedicating your time to getting better and improving over time, and really getting to a position where you're a lot more comfortable and confident to speak to the camera and look directly at the lens and speak. So the way I'm speaking to you now is that same level of commitment that I've worked on since I started, right? I started producing content in September 2025, but I committed to daily long form content on the 1st of January 2026. So from January to now, it's been me improving and getting better over time. I did not start like this. I did not start at this point where I'm a lot more comfortable and confident speaking now, right? But it all came through with the idea of improving and getting better over time. However, for those who are in a particular position within their life where they're just not ready for the video content, but they're still looking to develop their brand, you can still develop your brand. I'm not disputing that. I'm just saying that it helps when you're able to produce more video content. But that's the reason why the idea of the video, the audio is super important when you're doing the written content, because now the people who are subscribed to your Substack and they read your articles and they read your content, you just being able to provide your voice as your brand alone is something that will be so impactful, because you can then market that into a strategy that allows you to not have to present yourself or put your face out there. And then you can do it in a way where you can showcase it through your voice, right? And if you do that alongside with your written content, then people are able to then resonate with you a lot more than they would of you just writing the content. Because now that you are able to do a voiceover and share your experiences and share your know-how in real time based on what you wrote, it just adds that bit more credibility in what you're saying and what you are able to do if you are able to then add the video to it. So if you are someone who is still very much shy being on camera, or that level of camera confidence isn't necessarily there as of yet, don't let that stop you from being able to produce content and diversify the content in various different ways that will allow you to nurture your target audience. And when you get to the stage where you are ultimately then ready to get to the stage of putting out video content, then you can do so. There's no rush in the process, but I'm just saying that if you are at that position now and you love writing, Substack is your best bet in terms of where you can start to cultivate and nurture and get an understanding of what people want to see from you. And from you being able to do that, then you take your time and then you build to the point where you're starting to do more video content that you can also do on Substack as well. But if you want to focus on taking those small steps as well, when you want to focus solely on the written content as well, I would definitely advise to just take time out of your day to also record the actual audio versions of your articles and your blogs as well. Because, firstly, you don't know who's watching. And in this particular case, you don't know who is reading or who's listening, right? And if you are in a position where, because of everything else, you choose for people not to watch and look at you directly, then at least be in a position where they can hear you, right? So that's it for this video today. I hope that this video has helped, and please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Peace out. Look after yourself.